Okay, let's play a game. Pretend you just made a fortune doing something very illegal. Now you have a new problem, maybe bigger than the crime itself. A mountain of cash you cannot explain, cannot deposit, and cannot spend. Every year, criminals clean somewhere between $800 billion and $2 trillion, up to 5% of the whole world economy, and less than 1% of it ever gets caught. It all comes down to beating 3 steps. Placement, sneaking cash into the system. Layering, spinning it around until nobody can follow. And integration, spending it in daylight like it was always clean. And forget what you heard about Al Capone and his laundromats. That story is a total myth. Self-service laundromats did not even exist yet when he went to prison, and he was jailed for tax evasion because he never hid his money at all. 1. Cash fronts. So the simplest move is to hide in plain sight. You buy a business that runs on cash, a laundromat, a car wash, a nail salon. Then you mix your dirty money into the till and tell the taxman it all came from customers. 50 people walk in, but your books swear it was 200. Your cash is clean and you even paid tax on it. But if your tiny shop starts out earning a downtown bank, that is the first number an investigator circles. 2. Smurfing. Your bank must alert the government whenever you move more than a set amount. In the U.S., the trigger is $10,000. So you never hit it. You chop your pile into tiny deposits, each one safely under the line. This is called smurfing, named after the little blue cartoons, because you send an army of tiny helpers to do the job. Alone, each looks innocent. Together, they move millions. One HSBC insider quietly pushed $162,000 through this way. But a computer sees everything. 15 deposits of exactly $9,500 in a week does not look smart. It looks like you waving a flag. 3. Bulk cash smuggling. Maybe you skip the bank and drive the cash across a friendlier border. Sounds easy until you feel the weight. $1 million in hundreds fits in a gym bag, but nobody pays for drugs in hundreds, so that same million now weighs as much as a grown man. Pablo Escobar had so much cash, he spent $2,500 a month just on rubber bands. By his own brother's account, rats and damp destroyed around $2.1 billion of his money every year. He had more than he could physically hide. And cash is loud. Dogs can smell it, boarders seize it, and if you bury it, it literally rots. 4. Money mules. If you are smart, you never touch the money yourself. You hire mules, people who let your cash flow through their own account for a small cut. Most are regular folks you tricked with a fake job or a fake romance. They are your human shield, the name on the paperwork when it all goes wrong. And that is the flaw. Mules get arrested constantly because they are the part everyone can see. You stay hidden right up until one of them talks. 5. The loan back. Time to get clever, the way Meyer Lansky did. He is the man who actually invented modern money laundering, and he refused to die in prison like Capone. His trick is the loan back. You sneak your money into a secret offshore account, then have that account loan it right back to you. Now you are just a businessman repaying a legal loan, and you can even write off the interest. But that loan came from somewhere. The day someone proves the lender is just you in an offshore mask, the disguise falls off. 6. Shell companies. Now build a company that does nothing. No staff, no product, no office, just a name with your fingerprints wiped off. That is a shell company. You spin up a dozen in secretive places like Panama, the British Virgin Islands, or believe it or not, Delaware, and bounce money between them until nobody can find the start. In 2016, the Panama Papers exposed over 214,000 hidden companies belonging to politicians, billionaires, and crooks. The stolen gold from Britain's Brinks-Mat robbery was cleaned this exact way, but one whistleblower with a laptop can undo years of your work in an afternoon. 7. Trade-based laundering. This next one hides inside global trade, and it is enormous. You ship a box of phones worth $500,000, but you write the bill for a full $1 million. When your partner overseas pays that inflated price, an extra $500,000 just cross the planet looking like an honest sale. Colombian cartels turned this into an art form called the black market peso exchange, swapping drug dollars for clean pesos through fake trade. And it works because around 300 million shipping containers move every year, and customs opens maybe 1 or 2 out of 100. 8. Casinos. A casino is basically a machine that turns cash into a receipt. You buy a tower of chips, play a couple of lazy hands, then cash out and ask for a check. I got lucky. There is even a name for walking your chips straight to the cashier without playing. They call it chip walking. But a casino is one of the most watched buildings on Earth, trained to notice the one person who buys big and bets small. That person is you. 9. Real estate. Property swallows huge money in one clean move and grows in value while it sits there. You buy a mansion through an anonymous shell, and your name is nowhere on the deed. This is why anonymous buyers flooded London, Miami, and Vancouver, pricing everyone else out. Britain's own crime agency admitted it warped the whole London housing market. But big deals now come with source of funds checks that ask the one thing you cannot answer. Where did this money actually come from? 10. Art and freeports. Art might be the perfect tool because a painting is worth whatever someone says it is. If you decide a canvas is worth 10 million, who can argue? In the Giant 1 MDB scandal, billions stolen from an entire country went into paintings by Van Gogh and Monet, plus mansions and a jet. And your art does not even have to move. In tax-free vaults called freeports, the same masterpiece is sold again and again while sitting in one locked room in Geneva. The catch is that regulators are finally forcing the art world to play by bank rules. 11. Hawala. What if you never use a bank at all? You hand cash to a broker in one city. He phones a broker in another who pays out the same amount to your contact. No money ever crosses the border. This is hawala, built on pure trust. No names, no wires, no trail. It runs worldwide under names like Hundi and Fei Qian. But it is all built on people. The moment an investigator flips one broker, your invisible chain lights up. 12. Complicit banks. Everything so far sneaks past the bank. But what if the bank waves you in? HSBC moved at least $881 million for Mexican cartels, who built cash boxes shaped to fit the teller windows so they could hand it over faster. HSBC paid a $1.9 billion fine, and not one boss went to jail. Wachovia waved through up to $420 billion. Denmark's Danske Bank pushed around 200 billion euros through one tiny branch in Estonia. Numbers that big cannot stay buried forever. 13. Cryptocurrency. And finally, the future, or so you think. You run your coins through a mixer that blends thousands of people's crypto together and hands back clean-looking coins. You chain hop across different blockchains and duck into privacy coins to fog the trail. One mixer alone, Tornado Cash, washed over $7 billion, including hundreds of millions stolen by North Korea's state hackers. But here is the twist. A blockchain is a permanent public ledger. Every move you ever make is written down forever for anyone to read. The slickest hiding place might be the worst one ever invented. So, there it is. From a corner laundromat all the way up to a nation-state hacking team. Every trick is just another answer to the same 3 questions: placement, layering, integration. And the punchline? The most high-tech option on the list might be the easiest one to get caught with. Sometimes the oldest trick really is the safest. Now that you know all 13, you will start seeing them everywhere. If you want to watch how these people finally get caught, that video is right here. I will see you there.